All right, guys. So, are we actually living above our means, or is the economy just bad? We got people today that are trying to figure out what's going on and how they can actually get some type of quality of life. Let's get into it. But before we do, it's only right to leave a like, and every sub is a dub. And as y'all know, y'all always got
Hype me up.
absolutely
Hype
every
me
time,
up. Hype me
every
up.
time I want it all.
On
Let's go.
me.
So, can we stop telling people that they're living above their means when they start complaining about the cost of things? Because when I got this apartment right here, clearly you can see it's a starter apartment. It's not anything luxury. Clearly not anything luxury. Not luxury at all. Look at the blinds. It's not luxury. Look at the closet. It's not luxury. You know what I paid? What does that say? Oh, $945 a month for a one bedroom. Y'all can see 2019. Lease was ending in 2020. 2020. You want to know what that apartment goes for now? I don't know what it goes for now. Oh, almost $2,000. Oh, why don't we just follow the advice of a boomer? Why don't we just purchase a home? Even the small rinky dink homes like this are going for $323,000. The gag is, as early as 2014, this home sold for $48,000. $48,000. And if you look in 2012, it sold for $39,000. They have the audacity to be charging $323,000. I'm not even going to talk about gas prices. I'm not even going to talk about gas prices. I didn't even talk about groceries. These are literally the essentials. Just living. The living expenses are astronomical. But for some reason, y'all keep telling people that they're just living above their means.
All right, so Buddy ain't lying, and it's kind of looking like we're getting to the point to where we're gonna have to start living with roommates. If things keep going the way they're going, and you don't quite have it all together, you're still in grind mode, trying to figure it out, trying to create an income for yourself. A roommate is gonna seem to be the best option, and I know people don't want to do it, so hopefully it's somebody you trust. But the crazy thing is I was looking at it and getting an apartment recently before I got this one, and the apartment that I was looking at back in 2021 was $1,000 a month. They offered me a 999 rent deal, which no utilities and stuff like that included. That same apartment complex is actually going for 1445. That's an extra 445 a month, 4,500 such and such dollars a year for what? Just because the prices and cost of living has increased. And I mean, whatever the reasoning is, it's like you can complain about it, but man, I had to figure out something else. So I moved a little bit further away from work just to get something that was a little bit more affordable. But I'm already knowing it's bad out here. It's actually ridiculous.
If having a safe and clean place is living above your means, then hell yeah, I'm going to live above my means.
One thing my mom taught me that has benefited my marriage so much, and I'm so grateful, is to live below my means. It allows for so much
Yeah.
peace and contentment in our home and in our marriage. I am not stressing my husband out about keeping up with the Joneses and about what Mr. Such and Such did for his wife. Not at all. Also, I
Yeah.
love to have spending money. Living above your means limits spending money because all your money is going towards the car.
To be honest, man, she's actually on point with it. I'm gonna tell you one thing right now, as somebody who doesn't necessarily live the lifestyle I want and I'm not currently in the same financial position that I want to be in, the idea that I'm about to be spending all my money just to keep up with the idea of what I should be doing is absolutely wrong. And the worst thing you can do, guys, is really be with a woman who feels that way. Not because she's a bad person for wanting these things, but mainly because, guys, it's gonna stress you out. Which means if you need to have a gap between how much money you make and what it costs for you to live so that you can have options and you can have a peace of mind and you can have freedom. The thing that people don't realize with living below your means is that the benefit of it is stress free. Being stress free helps you with your anxiety, helps you with your heart rate. Man, all that stuff leads to depression. It leads to anxiety, which can like put you in the hospital, bro. So over here trying to keep up with other people, being with a woman who understands that is so key. It's so fire.
Note and the rent. Speaking of, my mom always taught me the importance of paying mortgage over rent, cash car over a car note. And also, I don't pay the bills, my husband does. So I'm not
Okay.
gonna stress him out about trying to keep up with somebody else.
And
And I
I'm sure
mean,
he
I
appreciates
feel
that.
like also in that is confidence. When you're confident in who you are and what you're capable of, like because she raised me that way, I am extremely, extremely confident in my ability to make something out of nothing and to make the most out of anything. That's how I was raised. So I'm not sweating keeping up with nobody. And I know I don't need much to keep up with anybody. But anyway, this is me telling you, if anybody ain't never told you, it is okay to live below your means. Trying to keep up with people is really a setback in disguise. Don't get me wrong, it's a process, especially as young adults, but do not be afraid to save up. Do not be afraid to miss out. Do not be afraid to invest. Make sure you own something. I had to tell you that because I love you, girl.
I'm sure we can all appreciate a good message that comes from somebody who says that they care, but is giving you information as if they do care. Because everything she said was very practical. You know, the fact that you can live below your means and have spending money to do extracurricular activities is so peaceful. It's so that's what the whole American dream was so quote unquote built on, ability to be able to go out and make money and live the life that you want. So now you don't have to worry about every single dollar of yours going towards some type of bill payment. You're living just to go to work and you're working just to live, and then you're living just to go to work and you're working just to live. And you know, you don't have a car because you don't have a job, you don't have a job because you don't have a car. That cycle, man, is what stresses people out. That's why people are so much more angry these days. That's why you notice that people are not happy in customer service spaces. That's why everybody's looking for a side hustle. It's too much going on in the world to not be making enough money just to live. But also, if you're making enough money, guys, try to cut back if you can. Try your best to cut back.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, being rich sound cool, but if you got like a band to 1,500 to two bands after you pay all of your essential bills and everything you supposed to take care of for the month, bro, that's solid, man. Cause life is hard, bro. It's hard to get ahead if you ain't out here grifting, scamming, or you got some money passed down to you, or you working doubles. And most people ain't finna do that because you're gonna mentally and physically burn out. Like, if you got that after you pay your bills, bro, that's enough for you to go out to eat. That's enough for you to go buy a little t-shirt or some shoes if you want to pop out somewhere and enjoy life. That's more than enough money for you to even, you can pick up a little car note if you want to, which will probably be slow or dumb. But man, 1,500 to 2,000 after all your bills, after everything been paid every month, man, that's solid. Like most folks, we just be trying to compare ourselves to folks on social media and live above our means, but whole time we really don't even be needing half of the stuff we think we need or want. Because life, like at the end of the day, life is all about having a roof over the head, transportation to go get the money, and man, and food in your fridge. Everything else is really extra. When you really think about life from a survival standpoint, everything else is really extra, man. Everything is extra and just a status symbol. That's it.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this humbly in hopes that I inspire someone on this Tuesday morning. My biggest flex in life right now is that, baby, I work a corporate job, but I live in a $900 apartment in the city.
Everybody on earth gets happier if they live within their means. That's why I always attack the American dream of owning your house. I love it. Fine, it's an asset. I get it. But motherfucker, people don't play it right. Everybody maximizes their deposit, gives them no cash flow. Anything tweaks off. Now they're living paycheck to paycheck. This is why I attack fancy cars and watches. And everyone's like, inflation, and we got fucked by the boomers, and no accountability. You know what the boomers think? The boomers think like, I didn't go out to eat every day. We cooked at home. You know what the boomers think? They're like, we didn't have 7 purses. I had 1 purse for 9 years.
People would argue life is short, so I'm just going to do whatever I want.
Then stop complaining. You picked your short path, shut your fucking mouth. By the way, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Don't complain.
And now this is where we are. The idea that living below your means is a flex, I love it. She spoke fire with that post, man. It really just goes into play into the glow that she has when she speaks, the confidence that she has as she speaks. That was just a few seconds of a clip, but I could tell on her day-to-day basis, she's chilling. And I know she's doing something to continue making more money with that corporate job she has. So shout out to her. And as Gary Vee said, guys, you all know him well, complaining never pays your bills and it never solves any problems unless you're like a customer at a restaurant or something. The only reason people complain is because they're unwilling to do what it takes to actually solve a problem, or there's something that's out of their control that they need fixing, which is a whole different story. But as far as your personal life goes, oh, the cost of living is high and living below my means, I can't live above my means, it's only gonna play into a narrative that I would like to think the elites want you to play into, which is the hopelessness. But that's on you if you continue to stay that way.
I can't even comprehend the mindset of the people who, as soon as they get money, immediately spend all of it. I don't even know how you do that. I know people, the second their paychecks hits, they go out, they buy stuff, they buy food. They're driving around spending gas money. They are literally working to spend. And I get it, you need to spend some of your money. How are you spending all of it? And what if something comes up where you actually need money? That just doesn't make sense to me. How do people do this?
It's not the avocado toast and it's not the Starbucks. I recently came into some money and I put a little bit into my savings and I kept $2,500 for spending this month, like the month of February. And I told myself, I'm not going to go crazy, try to pay bills or whatever. I'm just going to use this money for my regular day-to-day expenses, and then my paycheck will go to the regular bills and stuff like it always does. When I was looking at that $2,500 suddenly become $1,500, I realized that I wasn't being irresponsible. Stuff is too expensive. I wasn't going to fancy restaurants. I wasn't buying expensive things. I was just buying groceries, putting gas. Like I got in the mail, oh, you went to see the doctor, you owe us like $75 after your visit. So I'm like, okay, I'll use this extra 25 to pay that. And went to like a few eat out here and there, nothing fancy. And when I saw how quickly that money dwindled in like 2 weeks, that's when I really realized why everything is so hard. Things are too expensive. This has nothing to do with making bad financial decisions or anything. It's too expensive. And $2,500 for some people is their rent. For other people, that's 2 months, almost 2 months worth of rent. So it may sound like a lot of money, but it's actually not. When you think about the average family, the average people, if you have more than one person in your house, you're spending like 300, maybe 400 on groceries. If you try to say you're spending less, no, you're not. We don't eat fancy stuff. We don't eat a lot of stuff. We get cheap stuff as much as we can. We cook a lot too. It's expensive. It is expensive to buy meat. It's expensive to buy fruit. It's expensive. Vegetables are still cheap, but everything else is expensive. And the politicians are lying to us. They really are trying to make us believe that it's our own fault because so many of these politicians are rich now. They don't know how much things really cost. They don't understand it because they have a massive buffer that makes the brunt of spending not really hit their accounts. The average person doesn't. And I have 2 jobs and 3 college degrees, so I should be allowed to buy my basic needs and more if I so choose. But because things are so unreasonably expensive, I can't. Go with that as you will. It's not that we're all in a bad situation. Some of us are irresponsible, but I think across the board, most of us are not doing as well as we'd like to be. And it's nothing that we can do. There's nothing we can do better. It's just all too expensive. Y'all have a good day.
I got paid $9.49 and my bills equal $9.74. So I literally work to pay my bills. I never have money for groceries, barely. Sometimes maybe $90 if I'm lucky.
You gotta
I'm
make
gonna
more
have to
money.
go to the food pantry again, which is fine. I'm really blessed to have access to that. But I just wish that work meant something. Like, I wish I had enough. Like, I don't even have enough to cover my bills. So now I can only pay half of my power bill. Hopefully, they don't want to freaking shut it off on me. Like, people talking about get a different job, it doesn't just work like that. I get 10 hours of sick.
Can you guys imagine the stress of that? Can you imagine the like what kind of life are you living if you can't even afford your bills every month? month after month after month. See, what most people do is they're gonna start racking up and rolling their credit card debt just to kind of, buy some space or buy some time, I guess. But eventually, like the idea that I never get to go out to eat, I never get to enjoy ice cream, I never get to go bowling, I never get to go to a movie, I never get to enjoy anything. I just work to pay bills. It's gonna eat at your soul, man. This poor lady.
A month and 10 hours of annual. My daughter has health conditions, and I constantly have to be out of work. If I worked
Mm.
any other job, I'd be fired because I would have already taken 7 days off. They fire you if you need more time off because we're economic slaves. We work for this economy, but this economy doesn't work for us. Most of us are old, retired, living off of
You gotta
disability
know.
and security, complaining about not having enough. That's the American dream. All of us living off of the government, upset. Yeah.
You gotta realize that like the way the slave system actually works now is the handcuffs are no longer around. Well, more so black people, but in general, are no longer around your wrists and your feet. They're around your wallets. They're around your mindset. So when people refer to the American dream, make no mistake, the American dreams was for people who wanted to build something for themselves, not the working class people. In a sense, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just acknowledging what it is. You keep talking, people who talk about the American dream aren't realizing that you weren't considered in that. You know what I'm saying? And I know as a black man, you're like, well, you weren't considered in the Declaration of Independence or the Bill of Rights. I get it. The point I'm trying to make is if you want to talk about the American dream, that has a lot to do with entrepreneurship, not being in the working class or high level positions of business or employee status. That's pretty much who gets to enjoy the American dream. Everybody else is the backbone to the American dream. There's a big difference, and you gotta know that.
Okay. Um,
And that goes to say, before this continues, that that doesn't mean you don't have a really good employer who tries to disperse as much of that as possible with, taking a less amount of money per year or per month to give their employees more money. But the idea that one employer is going to be responsible for creating the perfect lifestyle for each and every person that works for them isn't something that you really should expect, because that one company does not control the full economy. So if they care, there's only so much that they can really do too. You gotta take some type of initiative for yourself.
and I don't get assistance because they say I make too much. I definitely made too much this check. I have enough for the groceries and then some, huh? Like, if I could just skip my bills, I'd have enough money to go get my car taken care of. Like, fuck the bills. Let me just go freaking get my oil changed, my tires rotated, my brakes done, my alignment fixed, my steering column fixed. Like, that would be great. Especially because my car eats 2 quarts of oil every 500 miles. So I have to constantly put oil in it because I was scammed from my car dealership.
At this point, I don't even say this to be funny, but living out your car for a little while might actually be something that's beneficial to you. I hate to say stuff like that, especially to a woman who needs a place to stay for womanly reasons. But kind of taking a step back to get your life in order is very important, man. If it's possible, I would do it, because that car and this lifestyle you're living is only going to drive you further and further away from where your goals and dreams actually are. And that's just real.
You can be educated, you can get a college degree and still not make enough to fucking survive in the United States out here. I'm not playing with you. You gotta have a side hustle. You cannot focus on one income. You need to have multiple streams of income. That's the only way we're gonna break out of this cycle to be able to be wealthy and be able to sit back and have some generational wealth.
This morning, I'm pretty depressed. I could barely afford food yesterday,
Hmm.
and I got food instead of gas, and I was supposed to work today, and I have to call in because I don't have enough gas money.
You gotta choose between food and gas, huh, bro?
I just turned 38 the other day,
38?
and
Still
I
struggling?
did not expect 38 to feel like this,
I
where
bet.
all you want to do is go to work, but you can't even get there. I have 2 jobs and a side hustle. I'm doing my
Sheesh.
best to keep this little family afloat. Why is it so hard? I knew moving would be hard for the first few weeks, but fuck, dude. Like,
That
I
laugh
didn't
was a
know
struggle
how
laugh.
hard, and now I'm starting to see how hard it really is.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do. I'm just venting, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.
You know, the scary part about that is this. She's working 2 jobs and a side hustle, she says. So I know she don't have time for much. And if you're barely making it, that little family you're talking about, assuming she's a single mom or even a wife, what kind of time are they getting from you? And within that time they're getting, what kind of person are you within that time? Because if you just so anxious and you're struggling, you frustrated about everything, I can only imagine that your quality of person, you have to fake some type of niceness or something just to be present in that moment. But when you're so full of anxiety and stuff, man, how can you really be an enjoyable person? Stuff like this, brother, is why I stress making money, getting some type of side hustle going that's actually making you money, especially before having children or having to raise some type of family. But you guys know how it goes here, man. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I'm really looking forward to your comments in the description box below. And guys, make sure you leave a like and please get me to 10 subscribers. 10. It's not hard. I appreciate it. 2 people, click subscribe. If not, we're going to figure it out in the next video. I appreciate you guys coming out. Until next time.